Good evening everyone and welcome back to All About Racing for the second round of the season here in Division 3 for F1 Power Grid. We're here at Zandvoort, the home for Max Verstappen, the home of the Dutch Grand Prix, just a few metres away from the North Sea. 2 DRS zones around this circuit, 14 corners, 4 to the left and 10 to the right. 4.259 kilometres and 2.646 miles in length. We'll be racing 36 laps around this circuit. Your best overtaking chance here is down at turn 1, Tarzan, after that DRS zone out of the banking. C3, C2 and C1 tyres respectively for this race. The driver's standings are as follows. Riley on top at the moment, Atmos in second, third is Alligator, Maverick is fourth, 5th is Ben, Lee Webb is 6th, 7th is Jazz, Royal Rumble 8th, 9th is Mark and Windsward is 10th. Aston Martin leading the constructors after the first race, Alpine in second, Sauber third, Red Bull in fourth, 5th is Mercedes, Ferrari 6th, 7th Haas, McLaren 8th, Williams 9th and Racing Bulls is 10th. Into qualifying, we're a little bit late, so I do apologise. We've got a wet and what looks to be as well windy qualifying as we go down with Mark, who I think has just completed a lap. Looney Man in the RB, who's just started a lap, the car 69, and through the long left-hander of turn 3, that bank curve that in real life they really do take the upper part of the banking and try and get a good launch out of the corner. It doesn't work so well in the game, so they take that more traditional apex line rather than sort of just going the long way round on the corner. Down into Master Bosch and completed that nicely, and then turn 9 and around the other 180 degree corner, this time left-handed onto the second start-finish straight, or actually arguably first of the lap, but there is two of them. We'll usually class the start-finish one as the first DRS zone. Through turns 11 and 12 it hands Ernest Bosch and into the final 2 corners, into the banking where the DRS of course was extended a couple of years ago, and you've got the rear wing wide open in dry conditions, of course not in these conditions, as Mystery goes fastest, then Looney Man takes provisional pole after that. As you can see, we've only got 14 drivers this evening. I think we were supposed to have 17 or 18, but a few have yet or not going to turn up. Unfortunately, the 2 Aston Martins sitting 8th and 9th as we watch the driver in 9th place caught coming through the banking out of the final corner and down towards the line as we flatten out. And he was going slowly. I think it was just a prep lap, so we go again, and Clyde is out as well. Apologies for the silence there, just making sure everything on the stream was okay. So Jazz still yet to set a lap time, the American now eagerly getting out on the racetrack with just under 10 minutes to go. So we've got the majority of the field out on the racetrack at the moment. We'll keep an eye on the next car coming towards the line, which I think... No, I've got the wrong car there. Maybe the other Alpine of Alligator. It is indeed the man who finished in third place last week on provisional pole now with that 19.1. 6/10 faster than Looney Man, but he's just crossed the line, actually extended for him his time. What's the wrong word, Joe? Shortened his lap time. Extended. Atmos goes fastest though, 1:19.0. We're almost into the 1:18s. His cord comes out of the banking, into the pits he comes. There's Mark now up towards the line. The other Aston Martin, 5th fastest for him with 8.5 minutes left on the clock. Still plenty of time. We will probably see drivers go round and round at the moment, just trying to get as many laps in as they can, because the tyres obviously don't wear like slick tyres do. It'll be interesting to see as well if we carry this over into the race as well. So as we wait to see what Maverick can do, he's 1.1 seconds up on his previous attempt to that 120.8 as he comes out of the chicane. And now into that bank curve. Nice and steady there, was able to keep it quite stable through the mid corner, and it's third fastest, 1:19.2. Got quite a few drivers right down in the low 1:19s now, very competitive indeed. Jazz still yet to complete a lap time. Crosses the line at 1:21.9, a tenth and or so behind Ben SK. What can Jazz's teammate do here in the other Alpine, another 69 car for this evening? Out of that stadium section through the penultimate corner of 10.13, bank corner of 14. It's 1:18.4. The track is certainly improving. As we come up the hill and in, or down the hill should I say, and into this twisty section of the circuit. Alligator looking pretty good on his lap here. As they come out, as we just sort out the mic there, as he comes out of this stadium section. Didn't catch his sector time there, apologies. Down towards the final couple of corners is Mystery, does 1:18.3, a 10th faster than Looney Man's provisional pole time with just over 5 minutes left to go in the session. Alligator crosses the line, is third fastest. He is just under 3/4 of a second up on his previous attempt. Still got time to get another attempt in and get another fresh set of tyres on. Got enough time to get back round and put in another flying lap on this set as well, just get a cool down in. As Winsward is on a lap going through Bosch 9 and up towards the sort of identical but parallel Bosch 10 out onto the back straights. DRS would be open at this point, but not in these conditions. Up and over the crest, downhill braking for the chicane of 11 and 12 out of that stadium section on towards the two banked corners. comes into the pits. Mark just finished a lap by the looks of things. This is Clyde. Could be on a lap here. Using the battery out of the banking, so certainly is on a lap. It's going to be at 1:19.1. That's around 7/10 off the provisional pole time set by the Williams of Street. Mark and Jazz look like they're both on laps at the moment. As he comes round turn 12. Oh, just gets onto the curb there slightly as well as we go down towards the braking zone at the end of that DRS straight. In a 17.9 now for Atmos, the track getting faster and faster. I wonder if drivers are now just waiting for that final sort of 2-minute mark to start coming out on the circuit, and hopefully it'll be at its driest point for the entirety of this 18 minutes. Mark Lax is gone fastest there, 17.7, so that track really is ramping up. Here comes Jazz towards the line. It's 1:19.9. I think that was his previous time as well, so didn't improve. Still some in the pits. We should see them come out in the next 30 to 40 seconds at the very most. This is Clyde just about to start flying lap here, probably the final attempt. As an Alpine comes out of the pits, that's Alligator. Oh, who's that? This is Clyde, who's gone around. It was Williams coming out of the garage actually, and this is Clyde. He's round at turn 3. He's got just enough time to get back round again to actually get a lap in. There is ghosting, so I'm not sure why he hasn't actually just started to move anyway. Does get out of the way at the top of the banking for the Aston Martin driver there, but they're on an outlap anyway. Was caught. 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock, so this is Clyde. He's got just enough time to get round to get his final attempt in. Everyone out on the circuit. Ben SK is out of qualifying. We'll be starting 14th and last. The other 13 are all out on the circuit at the moment, either putting in laps on cooldowns or on out laps, like Mystery is here to try and take back that provisional pole they had earlier on. It's a Ferrari 2-3 at the moment, with the Aston Martin Mercedes leading the line, but only for a second, as the RB Honda crosses the line to take provisional pole again, with the Welshman Looneyman back on top in qualifying. Will he stay there? That will be his final run of the day, so now it's just a time to sit there and bite your nails and hope that that is for the pole position. It's 9/10 faster than the next car, Mark, who is on a lap at the moment. As we come down towards the checkered flag, Maverick crosses the line to start a final attempt, as others are now doing the same. Winsword as well, just finishing a lap, an 18.5 for them. And Atmos 3/10 faster, but it isn't close enough to be on provisional pole. The two Astons crossing the line. Mark is gone third fastest, and the other Aston of Cord is just starting their final lap. The checker flag is just about to fall as we wait to see the final cars. Alligator's going to be the first car to see the checker flag, and how quick is this going to be at 1:16, 1:17.1. It's on the front row, but it's not good enough for pole position, nor is it for Mystery either. The Red Bull is up next. Sorry, no, it's not. It's the RB that would have been up next, Looneyman, but he has had to bail out. Our last week's race winner, Riley, 4th fastest, and then the McLaren of Ratigan goes 8th fastest after that. We've got the two Ferraris with the Mercedes in between them, that Mercedes being This Is Clyde, as we wait to see what Maverick can do. He can't improve, so we wait for the next car, which is Clyde, and then Atmos after that. Clyde into the pits as well. We go to Atmos. He's also in the pit lane as we wait for the final few. Here comes Cord and his teammate. This is Clyde just ahead of him going into the pits. And we've got the Haas of Royal Rumble afterwards as well. Cord goes 7th fastest. It's 11th at the moment for Royal Rumble. It stays 11th fastest for Royal Rumble. Jazz coming up to the line along with Winsword just behind. Jazz and gone 12th fastest. Winsword is in the pits. Looney Man starts on top in the Netherlands. So here's the final order. Apologies, Ben. I only just saw your message. I was just about to do it then. I've seen you got back in. Looney Man starting on pole position. The Williams of Mystery starting 2nd. 3rd is Alligator. 4th is Riley. Atmos starting 5th. Mark is 6th. 7th is Cord. 8th is Maverick. 9th is Ratigan. 10th is Winsworth. Royal Rumble 11th. Jazz is 12th. This is Clyde is 13th. And Ben SK starting 14th and last, and just able to get into the session. So as we wait on the grid to get started, there isn't rain at all, as you can actually see on your pictures. We can see one of the Haas cars there lined up. We've only got one for this evening. That's Royal Rumble. Winsworth as well. He's starting in 10th place on the grid. And we got the Sauber, last week's winner, starting in the top 4. I think he ended up in 4th place at the end. We just get ready for the start of the formation now. You're watching the second round of the season here on All About Racing for F1's Power Grids Division 3 here at the Dutch GP. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, it'd be much appreciated, and like that video as well if you're enjoying the content. We're still waiting for the start. Hopefully we'll have them ready up in just a moment. It is overcast over the circuit at the moment, a bit more than what you can see on your pictures. As we now get ready for the start of the formation lap. What tyres are on what cars? We've got all 3 compounds across the field. Surprisingly, more softs than drivers on the hard tyre, which is what we usually see in F1 23. Ben's just left. Hopefully we can get him back. I will try and get him back. So just bear with me. Oh, Ben, it won't let me view your profile. Won't let me view anyone's profile for some reason. Really sorry. There's nothing I can do about inviting you this time around. Hopefully you'll be able to get back in off that old invite. Let's hope. So we've got 2, 4, 5 drivers starting on the soft tyres. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers starting on the mediums, and 1 driver starting on the hard tyre. Very, very interesting start to proceedings. I'll just be back in just a second. Don't worry, I'll be back before the start. as we get lined up on the grid and we get ready to go racing in Zandvoort. Remember, 36 laps of this race to come. We wait for those lights, and we get those lights. 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And foot flat to the floor here in the Netherlands. And Looneyman gets a very good launch. Mystery doesn't though, however. And Alligator goes a long way round it. Tarzan corner and takes second place. As we go down in towards turn 3. Winding through that turn 2. And then up into the banked section. The Williams and Mystery trying to go up the inside where the door was left open. But wasn't able to step through. Riley staying in 4th place for now. So is Atmos called up a place. Mark switching places with his teammate. Ratigan in 8th. 9th is Windsward. Maverick losing 2 places at the start. Now another as Royal Rumble goes past him in that Haas Toyota as we go into turn 10. We go further down the order. Maverick, this is Clyde 12th. 13th is Ben, who is yet to get back into the session. Jazz also not here. Hopefully I can get them back. No, for some reason it won't let me click on their profile. Looneyman still leading the way. As we get Jazz back into the session, they haven't lost too much ground, luckily for them. Looneyman gained quite a bit though, almost a second as we start the second lap and get that timing interval up on the screen. Atmos going past Riley in that Sauber, the Ferrari getting up into 4th place. And everyone down to 7th place at the moment, very close together. Mark taking a very unorthodox line there as Jazz takes the fastest lap somehow. And then backs out of the throttle as well for some reason. Looneyman just getting out of that 1 second window for but a moment, and then Alligator clawing it back to 8.5 tenths, almost 8 tenths as they come out of turn 9. This straight not very long though, so you don't really make up an awful lot of time out of this corner. Looneyman takes the fastest lap, then Alligator snatches it off him straight away as Atmos snatches that 3rd place position off the Williams of Mystery. Age-old battle this, Ferrari versus Williams, all the way back into the 1970s. Atmos taking that 3rd place position for now. He's 1.5 seconds back from the top 2 though, and they will start to become ever smaller in his vision ahead of him. As Royal Rumble has pit in the Haas Toyota, of course, making that pit and didn't get a front wing change unless he's actually just had some damage coming out of the pits. Yeah, Haas, of course, making that ground-breaking real headline news in Formula 1 this week, joining forces with Toyota as technical partners. I will be calling them Haas Toyota from now on because it's lovely to see another another car manufacturer back into the sport. Unfortunately, we are losing Renault, aren't we, in 2026 as an engine supplier, so that's 1 down of the 6 I think we were going to have. We're now going to have 5, but that's Toyota, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Aston Martin, Audi, and Honda. Alpine as well, all road cars who are racing in Formula 1. Not all of them your everyday road car, but a lot of them. Mercedes sort of in between the two, aren't they? And you can have your everyday road car like your A-Class or anything up to your GTS or anything like that. Like the safety car is Atmos and Riley squabbling for position here. And Mark looking eager as well. So the top 2 have really broken away. Looneyman looking really in control actually, even though he's got an Alpine bearing down on him, filling up his mirrors with that black, blue and pink livery. Really controlling the situation at the moment. It's quite impressive. Out of the bank curve. Down towards turn 1. Tarzan corner. Looneyman not phased, not going defensive, knowing he's a little bit too far back to go for that move. One on the softs, one on the mediums as well, so Alligator doing very well on those medium tyres. Sitting in third place in the championship, of course. Got a podium last week and scored 17 points as well. And just to remind you, the point scoring is different in F1 Power Grid. 50 points for the win, 8 points back from that for second place, 42 points, 37 points after that. And then we sort of go down and down. 10th place gets 16 points. Basically everyone gets a point. 14 points for 11th, 12 points for 12th, 13th is 10 points, and then it goes down in 2 increments pretty much. We've got 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 down to 20th, so there's a huge amount of points up for grabs in races, and Riley leading the way at the moment. Alligator finished 3rd last week. Can he make that 1 or 2 steps higher as he goes up into that lead spot? Passing the RB, who didn't really challenge him at all for the position. Got Mark into the pits. That's a very early stop, lap 6. And that'll be why soft tyres coming off, hard tyres going on, but a new front wing as well going on to that Aston Martin. Here comes the Mercedes of Ben SK, who still hasn't been able to get back into the session for whatever reason. Mystery holding up a queue of cars here. He's followed by an Aston Martin, a Sauber, Ferrari and a McLaren. The Sauber made up his own apex curb there at turn 12. God, it sounds bumpy out of the banking, doesn't it? You see the top 2 just in the very distance as they go down into turn 1, and followed by this group of 5 cars. Bit of a stalemate at the moment though, up into turn 3. Don't see moves into here all that often, as Mystery did try it on the Sauber, as Cord is now in 3rd place. They're almost 4 seconds ahead of everyone else, is 1st and 2nd. So Looneyman has lost a bit of ground here, so much so that he's lost DRS. He's trying to claw it back down the straight. Maybe has a slight bit of an advantage over Alligator in terms of straight line speed. Atmos getting past the other Ferrari as well, making a move at the same part of the racetrack. Maverick moving up into 8th place, passing the Red Bull of Winsward. Here's the Mercedes and Red Bull dueling it out in the first sector of the racetrack. Go slightly defensive into turn 3 here as they come out of the corner. He stays exactly where he is. Once we last checked in with Looneyman a lap or two ago, it's really sort of stayed about the same, maybe lost a couple of tenths here or there. Still having some good pace though, so he's going to have to decide how long he stays out on those softs and when to go for a potential undercut on the Alpine driver of Alligator. Still got the big battle for the podium spot, the final podium spot between these 5 cars. Just sounds incredibly bumpy, doesn't it, in the mid part of the banking when you ride on board. Riley going up into 3rd place. And they've just gained a bit of ground on Atmos, and others behind as Ratigan and Mystery behind do battle. So, again, staying pretty much the same. Riley hasn't seemed like he's actually been released here. Cord still staying with him. These two have formed their own little pocket, however. They have arguably got closer again to the race leaders. Ratigan getting past Atmos. Is he going to get the up and under on him? No, in defence. No, he isn't. Slightly banked again, turn 1. There's a few bank corners around this Zandvoort circuit. Don't think they were as banked before we came back in 2021. Didn't really know anything about the circuit actually, arguably before 2021. It stayed pretty much the same though, I do know that. But they did add those sort of banking sections, extended a couple of little bits as well, just to get up to that grade 1 licence. Really, it is thanks to Max Verstappen why we come to Zandvoort, why Zandvoort is in the game. So, pit stop time must be soon. I did have it somewhere. I think I may have accidentally deleted it. Let's see if I can get it back. I did have the strategies here in front of me, so let's have a quick look and go and find them. Yeah, so we're looking in a few laps time. It does say at 1 stop, so it's why we've seen a lot of drivers start on the softs. I think a lot of people are going to actually try and end on the softs rather than start. Be interested to see how many do the medium to hard and try and go for a more conservative approach to the strategy. It is an opportunity, but yeah, lap 16 for the drivers on the softs. I wouldn't think it would be much longer. Lap 20 thereabouts for drivers on the medium, so we're just into that phase of the strategy now where we're just sort of doing a bit of a balancing act of things as well. Looney Man into the pits slightly earlier than I thought. I think this would be a hard tyre then for how early this is. I was wrong. It is the medium tyre for the RV driver as he comes out behind Jazz. As you see him go past, Winsword is in as well. Mark just about to come through the banking, so Looneyman down to 10th place. Still inside the top 10 though, but is going for that undercut on Alligator. He will probably stay out, like I said, till about lap 18, 19. Try and go for a set of softs, but I think that might be slightly early for Looneyman. So, Alligator's still yet to come into the pits. Probably is slightly early, but it was interesting to see whether he would try and cover off Looneyman at all, because they were still close together. So I think once the pit stops are done, Looneyman probably will be ahead of Alligator. Whether he's in the lead or not, that's a different question. When will the other drivers on the soft pit, if they already have, will check in? Atmos, no, still out. Probably going to go to that lap 15, 16 kind of target, and then go to the end after that. Would be my guess. He does stay out for another lap as he tries to sort of dummy the pits there, as Cord comes into the pits for a set of soft tyres. Slightly early for the softs. That could be a 2-stop, probably not, but it is going to be 22 laps on the soft tyres if he does go to the end, so maybe not. Looneyman and Jazz going side by side here, and here comes Cord out of the pit lane, and he's actually ahead of Looneyman. So the overcut working well at this point in the race, at this point in the strategy. The undercut not worked at all for Looneyman. And Cord was on the mediums as well. He's moved to the soft tyre. Was it slightly early for Looneyman? I think it could have been, actually. We now wait to see who will be the next one to dive into the pits. Should be Atmos. Whether it's this lap or not, it certainly is not. And really is doing the suggested strategy of about lap 15 to 17 now, to go on to the mediums. This might be the lap because he's starting to lose positions, or is he? Wheel banging between the Ferrari and the Papaya McLaren, but he goes through. Ratigan up into third place, and now he's got Mystery behind him. Atmos certainly on the back foot in terms of the tyres he's on, with drivers around him. Even Maverick, who is a good way back, will start to close in on him as well. Atmos surely got to come in at the end of this lap. So there you go, as expected, Atmos into the pit lane. Alligator as well. Where's he going to come out in relation to Looneyman as he comes down the start finish? His Cord takes the fastest lap on that new set of softs. And he does come out ahead of Alligator, only just, and Alligator on the hard tyres and going for that more conservative strategy approach and doing a medium hard strategy rather than taking a bit more of a gamble and going on to the softs. So, still waiting to see the top four pit. I think they're the only ones now who have not come into the pit. I think that is the case. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it's these four, and Cord now in net first and putting in a hell of a stint at the moment, a hell of a race. And Mystery still in second place from where they started. Retigan up 6 places, but of course still has to pit, but will be on the front foot, will have that tyre offset in their favour when it comes to the final stint. Windsward is round, I think that is the Red Bull. It is indeed in the middle of the banked corner, and now loses a place to Jazz. Royal Rumble too far back to trouble him, and here he comes into the pits. Only been on those hard tyres for 5 laps onto the medium tyre. It would have been our first retirement, but we are now technically down to 12. We only have 13 to begin with. Obviously just very frustrated with the mistake that he made. Leeman still ahead of Alligator here, 6th and 7th for them. As the top 3 go through for another lap. Now I think this is the optimal lap for the drivers on the mediums to come in. Maverick coming in now. Is he going to the medium tyre? Is he going for a set of soft tyres? It's a set of mediums. Another one along with Alligator going for that more conservative strategy, medium to hard or hard to medium, which is we had a slight little drop out there, so I do apologise. Retigan coming into the pits, our race leader in as well. Riley, the top 3. Oh, sorry, Retigan not in. Mystery in, and now Cord will go second, and as I said, still net first. Retigan the only one not yet pit. Safety car right now for Retigan would be very good indeed, wouldn't it? Looney Man and Alligator now going wheel to wheel for the first time since those pit stops happened earlier on. Alligator back ahead of Looney Man, 6.5 seconds off the net race leader though, so that is a bit of an issue. Retigan should pit this lap, just trying to do the opposite by the looks. A very peculiar place, isn't it, to have a racetrack in the middle of the sand dunes. It's quite picturesque though. Right next to the North Sea, as I said in the intro. Retigan into the pits now. How close will this be with Riley and others? Soft tyres for sure for Retigan. Here comes Riley down the start finish into turn 1. It's going to be close actually. Mystery as well. It's going to be very close between Retigan and Mystery as they come out of the pits. Retigan just stays ahead. Alligator and Atmos here do battle, and Looney Man somehow has gone in ahead as we have a car stricken. It's the Williams of Mystery as we just left them to go and have a look. Just went to his favour. Mark into the pits. Mark has already stopped. This is a 2-stop for him. And Mystery in as well. A front wing change. Another set of softs. Looney Man second place at the moment. Putting in a very, very good race up to now. Has got Atmos and Alligator not too far behind. We usually wait for a safety car, but it's getting late in the day. You're watching the second round of the season here on All About Racing. You're watching an overtake happen for second place on All About Racing's F1 Power Grid. And if you're enjoying the content, please like the video. We've had a few likes today already, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already as well. It's much appreciated and really helps the channel as well. Hopefully we can get to 500 subscribers sometime soon. I'm not going to say for the end of the year because I don't think that's going to happen. Could do. But that's kind of the big goal at the moment is 500 subscribers. So if you could give us a hand, we are going to have another league on the channel again, going back to more than one, which I've just sort of sorted out. It will be a Wednesday night, might have a Thursday along with it as well. But anyway, all your support would be much appreciated. Thank you very much for everyone who subscribed already. It really does mean a lot. So, no one has been able to catch up to Cord in any way, shape or form. Oh, sorry. We've just got this train for second place. It was third earlier on when it was Alligator and Looney Man fighting for the lead spot. But this time, obviously, Cord is somehow... I might have to watch this back because... Cord obviously just pit at the perfect moment to gain those places, come out in no traffic, and it's just worked out like a dream for him really, isn't it, at this point? Oh, I won't be gone for a minute. Cord has come into the pits. This has made things interesting, hasn't it? He's going to come out in 6th place. And that's a back marker of the Haas Toyota Royal Rumble, so just ignore that one. 8 seconds behind. This has just gotten very, very interesting. Cord has really just sparked some life into the last part of this race, the last 10 laps. He's got around 10 seconds. He's got to gain a second a lap, which is doable. I thought he was going to stay out for the whole race, but obviously he's decided to go this way instead. But very, very interesting indeed. He's 8 seconds behind. We'll keep an eye on him. And of course, this will really help Cord as well. All this fighting is almost down to 6 seconds already. Too far behind at all. It's whether these guys can start causing him a bit of a headache when they go to battle a bit later on. Which is inevitable, of course. I don't think anyone is going to let Cord by. Virtual safety car deployed. I wonder if that will get upgraded at all. Just keeping an eye out because they can be upgraded. They can be upgraded, and it doesn't give you a notification. Looneyman coming in, Riley as well. They're all deciding to take that cheaper pit stop and sort of come within line of Cord. Obviously, he will get ahead, but he won't have as big of an advantage as he may have done if they had come in without this VSC. So they've taken a bit of a risk on this one. DRS enabled, we've got green flagged again. Looneyman just come out the pits in time, just ahead of Riley, of course. They came in together. They're 9 seconds behind Cord. And they're around 17 seconds behind Atmos in the race lead at the moment. That was a good thing to happen from Cord's perspective, because now he's only got 2 drivers to pass rather than the 5 was it, that he would have had to have passed if they'd have all stayed out to the end. Riley and Looneyman changing places here at turn 1. It's getting more cloudy, I think, than it has been from the start. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone might just say I'm going mental. It's been like that the entire time. But you never know. Brilliant sequence of corners here around this part of the racetrack. Into turn 9, turn 10, as I said earlier on, parallels of one another. Just very, Very good sequence of corners, just a very good second sector here. This whole track is ultimately a massive challenge. 5 seconds between third and second, 6 seconds between third and the leader, and Cord takes the fastest lap as well, that 1:11.425. I've just tried to sort the audio out. I know it's a little bit too late for that, but riding on board, obviously the sound is so much louder. Hopefully I've made that slightly better for you guys. Looney Man still sticking with Riley as these two try and close in on the others. It's a big risk they've taken, and they've actually lost time to Cord after their pit stops as well. Going to almost getting up towards 6 laps to go. I think it's really between these three now. Atmos still quite... sorry, Cord's quite far behind Retigan and Atmos. So there they go past. And then you can just see in the background, out of the banking, there is Cord. So he's within sight, but can he become within touching distance or not? 6 laps to go now. I think Riley and Looney Man may have made the wrong call here. And the one thing I will say that is absolutely fantastic, and I haven't mentioned, not a single penalty. Not a single penalty. I don't want to jinx anyone. I will touch my desk in front of me. I don't want to jinx anyone. It is made of wood. But we haven't had a single penalty as of yet. I can't check whether we've had warnings or not, as the app is playing up again that I use. Was going so well for the last month or so, but decided to start playing up again today. So can't use it, unfortunately. Retigan out of the banking, taking the race lead away from Atmos, the McLaren versus the Scuderia, with Retigan coming out on top for now. Five laps to go, including the one we're on. Cord still closing in, but hasn't been at the rate that he was at the start of the stint. Of course, that's to be expected. But this is the real crunch point now, isn't it? 3.5 seconds to Atmos, around 4 seconds to the race leader, give or take. He is still closing in. As they come out of the banking and up towards turn 1, or Cord on his own, should I say. 3 seconds now, the gap. 4 laps to go. So, if anyone was wondering, we'll be at China next time out on the 22nd. We'll talk a bit more about that at the end of the stream as well. Don't worry about that. But, yeah, just to let you know now, it's the 22nd, of course, next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, and it will be the Chinese Grand Prix for the 3rd round of the season. Got a good round of races coming up. China, Belgium, Singapore for a tricky, longer race. US, Kota, which of course we've got this week. In real life F1, and then Britain, Monza, Spain, Abu Dhabi to finish a classic finishing track. Cord just trying to take a bit of a tow here. He's 2.5 seconds behind, and it really is getting towards the end game now, isn't it? As these two are going to squabble for position, it will bring Cord into it, which it already has started to. He's really just sort of felt like he's ramped up in the last lap or so to catch up to the lead two. He's running slightly low on battery, and look at Atmos, absolutely full of battery deployment. I can tell you the other two are not in the same boat as it stands. 1.5 seconds the gap now, almost within DRS range. I don't think he's going to get there. The detection point has just been passed, so no DRS this time around. He makes a slight error in the mid corner at turn 13 out of the banking, and Atmos waiting once again onto the penultimate lap. Would it be this time next lap that he goes for that move? It will be the last time you can go for a move down into turn 1. Cord still not yet within DRS range of the top two. Oh, the tyres starting to fail him now. At the moment that he needs them the most. Coming out of turn 9 towards turn 10, a slight flush of blue flags there. Must be a car not too far ahead, but the ghosting's on, so no need to worry about them. 3 tenths, 4 tenths, and look, oh, Cord. He's just within inside DRS range, but not at the point where it was needed. He's not going to have DRS down towards turn 1. He's going to have one more opportunity as Retigan goes defensive here into turn 1. And Atmos tries to go the long way round here. He's forced to the outside line, but he isn't able to get past. His Cord going to be able to get involved here now as well. He's with inside DRS range. Atmos all over the back of Retigan. It's the final lap of the Dutch Grand Prix in Division 3. And we are going to get a new race winner. But who's it going to be? Which team's it going to be? McLaren, Ferrari, or Aston Martin? Retigan, Atmos, or Cord as they come out of turn 10. Atmos getting past Retigan to take the race lead, and then Cord goes through into second, takes a little bit of the gravel there as Retigan tries to come back at him again, but he was able to take that move so opportunistically. It was brilliant. Cord now in second place. We're going to watch that back on the replay of the stream in a second, but Atmos takes the win. Cord finishes in second. The third place is Retigan. Commiserations for him. We're just looking on the stream now. It was a very, very opportunistic move from the Aston Martin driver there. The door was left open for the Ferrari, and then he switched off, and the green car went sailing through on the inside. Riley in that fluorescent green Sauber finishes in fourth. Looneyman 5th, waiting for Maverick in 6th. 7th is Alligator. It wasn't his day in the end. Mark finishing in 8th place. We did get Mystery, who was the only one with a time penalty. Jazz finishing out just inside the top 10. We're waiting for Mystery, just coming into that stadium section, into the last couple of corners. Well, it was very close between the top 3 at the end. I did think, before the safety car came out, that Cord would win, but he pit and took the risk, and it didn't pay off for him, unfortunately. There we go, the final driver across the line. Mystery in 10th. Your race winner, though, today is Atmos in the Ferrari. Cord getting the driver of the day. says he's in a Ferrari for some reason. I will get my driver of the day. I forgot to do it last week, so I do apologise. I'll have a little think about that once we're done. So, Atmos taking the race win. Cord finishing second, but he does also get that extra point for fastest lap. Retigan finishing in third, Riley fourth. Looneyman finished in fifth place. Sixth place was Maverick. Seventh was Alligator. Eighth was Mark. Ninth was Jazz. Mystery finished in 10th. 11th place was Royal Rumble. This is Clyde, Ben and Winsworth all did not finish the race. I'm not sure if this is Clyde did finish though, and there was a bit of a glitch because sometimes when you leave early it says then you did not finish. Anyway, thanks very much. That was a brilliant race, and as I said, we'll have a quick look at the calendar for next week. And we will be in China for the third round of the season next Tuesday around 8 o'clock. We sort of start the stream anything up to sort of 15 minutes before the live stream really starts, so just make sure to keep an eye out between sort of 7:45 and 5 to 8 for the stream to start. Okay, thanks very much for watching, everyone. Keep subscribing to the channel. Your support is much appreciated and really is vital to the channel. So thanks very much everyone who does already, and keep subscribing if you haven't done so as well. We'll be back next week. I think we'll be back on the channel tomorrow night, but if not, we'll definitely be back next Tuesday as normal with Power Grid. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, thank you very much. See you later.